you support the use of the Emergencies Act during the freedom protests?
Well, to a certain point, yeah. But I mean, again, it's that freedom we have to do that. We're very lucky to have that freedom. We can protest about anything at all. But the government, I think there should be a point where, okay, this is enough.
Oh, definitely. I support that Emergencies Act. I think it really brought the stops to what was going on. That was pretty frightening. And I think really a copycat of what was going on down in the States. And I don't want to see that again. I think government should have the tools to do what is necessary to bring those kinds of protests to a close. It was really disruptive for all Canadians, really.
I do think they went way too far because I actually watched what was happening because thousands of people down there were live streaming. Everyone has a video now on their phone, and I watched it. I was just like, wow, what's going on? And I saw what really happened, and the way it was portrayed that it was all a bunch of terrorists running amok in Ottawa. I'm sure there were a few bad apples, but I watched the whole thing for the 3 weeks from morning, noon, and night. And I didn't see anything that would cause our Prime Minister to label them terrorists. And I think they've really been very, I just think it was really wrong. I think the thing that I'm upset about is he tarnished our flag by associating that they had stolen our flag. It's every Canadian's flag, and they have a right to fly it. And I feel very upset about that, actually. I love my country, and I think that that's really shredded our culture and our trust with our countrymen. So I wish he hadn't done that. I think he made a big mistake.
The Emergencies Act, as I understand it, and watching some of the Commission's deliberations, I think the government was was using appropriate caution in terms of imposing the act. I particularly was interested in the comments from the Minister of Finance, who said that she was getting uneasy comments from foreign investors about the credibility of Canada economically as a result of the convoy.
So I believe the Emergencies Act was a overstep, but if you look at the disorganization of the convoy in like the totalitarian, like the full amount of it, you did have individuals who directly blockaded a border, which directly impacted the economies of several provinces. And if the Emergency Act was used purely in a fashion to stop those blockades, yes, I would agree with it. But with the way the Emergency Act was used to remove peaceful protesters in downtown Ottawa, I believe that was an overstretch. But there was reasons where I could see it justified.
I am not for it personally, but I understand that being put in that situation is a complicated one.
Again, the feds, the provinces, and the city should have been working together. Our police were missing in action when this was going on, and the feds did nothing, and the province did nothing.
Absolutely.
Why?
Yes. Why? Because it created a situation that was an emergency for the city. Whoever couldn't deal with it, whether it was the city, police, or whatever, they just weren't able to deal with it, and that was necessary.
I was really surprised that they let the trucks actually get downtown in the first place. It seemed like there was a lot of communication about the trucks coming well in advance, so I was really surprised they even let them get downtown. But I mean, once they were downtown, they had to do something. So I mean, I would thought they would do something before they got to parking downtown in front of Parliament, personally.
Yes, I did. I supported it. It interrupted business flows to the downtown core of Ottawa, and there were so many people that were affected by that because of that protest.
Again, I'm not politically knowledgeable enough to understand all the implications, but to me, they needed to stop it. To me, it was out of hand, and if that was a way of stopping it, then yes, I don't have a problem with it.
I absolutely do not support the Emergencies Act. Canadians have the right to voice their concerns. They have the right to protest. That was a peaceful protest. There was infiltration of people trying to besmirch what it was all about, and that was used against the people.
I think that was one of the worst things that this government has done, or any government has done. The only government that did it actually before was his father, and that was a terrible situation. And I mean, it's ridiculous to bring in the Emergency Act and then 2 or 3 days later to rescind it. I mean, what was the urgency, and where did it go? Where did it get us? You know?
Yes, I do. The government, it's very easy for us all to criticize after, but at the time, something needed to be done, and it needed to be done right away, and the government acted on that.